Hi folks, I'm Steve Cullen, editor of Total Fly Fishing magazine. Today we're going to tie the Waterhen Buzzer. I'm going to tie the tying thread on just behind the eye of the hook, snap that off there. And here I've got some black span flex. Just going to catch it in 2/3 of the way down the hook shank on my side. And what I'll do is, if I keep this under tension, I can get a nice thin body. So keep that under tension thread wraps, wind right down to a point opposite the barb, then come back at the hook shank and open turns. Stopping at the same place you started. Snip the tag end. What I'm going to do is stick a half hitch in there. And here I've got my pearl miler. I'm going to tie that in on my side of the hook shank. And I'm going to start at the thorax area. And what I'm aiming to do here is cover the whole body with this miler. And I'll give the fly a nice sort of transparent look. So let's wind down, overlapping turns, keeping the miler under tension, right down to the flexi-flush, and back up. Again, you want to do the same thing, overlapping turns. So you've got a nice, smooth, even body, there's no kinks, there's no fuss. One looking thread wrap there. Here we are. Snip this off. Again, I like a half hitch when I'm dealing with tinsels and wire. Now what I'm going to do is, on the bare bit of the hook shank, take the flexi-flush round and I'll start working up in open turns along the body. Even turns. One looking thread wrap. Keep the thread under tension. A couple more to look in place. Pull this back. If you cut the flexi-flush here, you'll be left with a stub that you'll never get rid of. It doesn't matter how many turns of thread you give it. If you pull it tight, it comes back in itself. So there's no span flex there to be trapped. I'm going to take my thread down to the last turn of the flexi-flush there. And I've got some little fluorescent micro cactus for vineyards. Great, this stuff. I'm going to strip some of the flue away. There's no hellish much. And on my side of the hook shank, if I can, just got to catch that in. And all I'm going to do is give it 2 turns, maybe 3, so you're on fixed. 1, 2, 3 turns. Touch and turns. Lock it in with your thread. Trim that flush. Keep it tiny. Again, I like to lock everything in place. We'll tidy that head up just shortly. So that's the body created. We've now got the hackle. In here we've got some waterhen wings. I'm looking at the base of the feather, base of the wing, and I'm looking for a hackle. It's probably going to be the same length as the hook shank when it's splayed. So it'll cover the whole fly, like that. Now, just at the end here, I'm going to strip all the nonsense feathers out of the way. I'm now going to take my hackle pliers and just get on the tips there, and you can see that. Stroke the fibres back, and this is what you're left with. I'll just show you there. And you stroke those fibres back. Stroke them all back, one direction. What you're looking to do is catching them in by the tips. So just behind the eye here, I'm going to catch these in by the tips. Concave. Do you know what convex you want? It concave. A couple of thread wraps. Now this stuff's got an awful habit of snapping because it's a very, very fine feather. What I'm going to do is wind that around 2 or 3 times. But first of all, I'm going to grab the feather, pull the fibres back, and then every turn that I do, I'm going to try and pull the fibres back as well. So let's just go ahead and try without snapping. Stroke those fibres back there. It's a bit fiddly because it's a delicate feather. If you take your time, do it properly, and when you've tied off it'll be pretty solid. Always stroke the fibres back. That's this. Lock off with a thread wrap. And snip close to the eye. You can pull all these fibres back. So what I've got there, as you can see, when I stroke these fibres back, I've got the hackles a little bit longer than the hook. That's what I'm after. Stroke the fibres back so you can expose the eye of the hook. You can, just for your thumb and forefinger, give everything a gentle caress back. Then, with tension thread wraps, what you're looking to do is tidy up the head area. Like so. Then it's just a case of whip finishing. Whip finish from the eye back towards the body of the fly. Here you are. Waterhen Buzzer. Nice soft hackle. Looks great. Great for the top sort of foot of water. It'll work for brownies. It'll work for rainbows. I'm just going to add a little touch of varnish there. Yeah, looks good. I've maybe got a little bit. That's okay. Maybe too much hackle in the back there. It should be nicely and evenly spaced. Tiny touch of varnish. Try not and get too much on the hackle of the fly. Otherwise you'll kill the movement in it. A little tip here. When I'm doing wets with hackles or dries with hackles, what I tend to do is I put varnish right over the eye. So you've got a nice shiny head there, nice and secure. And you can either do it with the stock of a feather, or one of my favourites is actually using thin lead wire. Just take a short inch section, take it through the eye. Because it's lead rather than a feather, it'll go straight through and it won't touch the hackle. There you go. Now it should be nice and clean on that. You can see it there. Here we are. Waterhen Buzzer. Bit fiddly to tie, bit of get it right and you can rattle these out. A great fly, a floating line or an intermediate through June till August, even into September. I hope you try it. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.